Shalom. Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elders of Great Millstone as GMS. Peace and blessing to the Acumen of you Aquat across the four winds. This is your brother Batamai from Great Millstone, Houston, coming to you with another lesson. I saw this on Stoic Army. I follow them on Instagram, but it's a lot of Stoic quotes. Patience is the greatest of all virtues. So I wanted to bring out a few definitions and then a few precepts. Lord willing, this is edifying. I'll probably be all over the place, but Lord willing, this is, edifying to a hope for the elect, that it all kind of ties in. So bear with me, Akim, and, the few Aqua. Now, the first definition I wanted to get on etymology is patience. Circa 1200. Quality of being willing to bear adversities, calm endurance of misfortune, suffering, etc. When we bring it out on the block, we typically just go straight to suffering. But it's the calm endurance of misfortune also. So I kind of want to go into Sirach chapter 2, for the most part. But let me get a few more of these definitions. The quality of suffering or enduring, submission, also indulgence, leniency, humility, being humble, submissiveness, submission to lust, literally quality of suffering. So pretty much patience is the quality of suffering, being able to bear burdens, hardships. So Sirach chapter 2, and then I'll start at the top. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, prepare thy soul for temptation. So we are definitely going to be, tempted, coming into this fold. Once you start calling upon the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, then you will be tempted. But 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13, that hath no temptation taking you, but such as is common to man. Everybody go through different hardships. So you can't be, worried about that. Car wrecks. I know that's been a lot of car wrecks and car incidents going on, within the body. Hey, that happens to everybody. I don't want to say everybody, but that happens to most people, I'll say. But Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai power is faithful, who will not suffer you to be who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. So the Lord won't give you more than you can bear. He'll give you a way to escape it. And mainly he gives you the name, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. The scriptures say, comfort one another with these words. So that's the main escape right there. And ultimately, the great escape is going to be salvation. And Lord willing, I can get into that too, a little bit of going into the new bodies and things like that. But back in Sirach chapter 2, verse 2, and I'm kind of jump around a little bit too. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. So you got to endure. As a matter of fact, do I have that precept? Salakia. Yeah. So constantly, let me read that again. Set thy heart aright, get your mind right, and constantly endure, and make not haste in a time of trouble. So you don't want to, do anything bugged out when it's time of trouble. You want to, as the definition said, let me go back up. Have calm endurance of misfortune. So, you don't want to do things out of spite, I'll say. The scripture say, be ye angry and sin not. So like for the car wreck incident, car wreck for an example, you don't want to be, bugging out from a car wreck when, hey, you just got to be patient, go through the insurance process and things like that, and just know that the Lord has something set up better for you. Sirach chapter 2, verse 3, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. And that's kind of what I was going into. The Lord gives the increase. He does give the decrease, but you have to have faith and Yahweh Bashim Yahshua to know that if he takes something away, he has something better in store for you. Sirach chapter 2 verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. You know, not having a car, yeah, you know, you brought to a low estate because you can't do, you know, the things that you know, your I'll say your flesh desires, but hey, you still have brethren in the body that will give you rides to where you need to be. You know, brothers will take you to, you know, to and fro work. You know, brothers will work out a schedule, you know, to help you out. So just be cheerful that you have the body, you know, because you could be, you know, depending on your relatives in this world, and you know they not going to be as consistent or as helpful as your brethren in the body. Sirach 2 and 5. For gold is tried in the fire, an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. So when you're in that fire, when you're going through your tribulations, hey, just believe that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh is going to help you. He's going to come through, you know, and get you up out of that situation. Ye that fear the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest you fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ooh-wee. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. You know, that's what we want. We want everlasting joy and mercy. You know, we know that our reward is not gonna fail us. You know, ultimately we hope to be part of that hopeful elect. Sirach chapter 2 verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh and was confounded? No. Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? No. Or whom did he ever despise that call upon him? So you have to call upon that name. The Lord will not let you down. You're calling upon that name when you're a servant, when you're constantly doing his work, you know, pushing forward the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. And then let me, you know, back on the quote, I wanted to look up virtue. So patience is the greatest of all virtues. So, you know, to suffer, we have to suffer in this truth. So virtue, circa 1200, moral life and conduct, a particular moral experience, force, strength, vigor, moral strength, qualities, abilities, high character, goodness, manliness, valor, bravery, courage in war. Yeah, we're in war. We're constantly warring against Satan, you know. Satan hops on these people, you know, and they manifest, but you know, it's always a spiritual war. It's, I think that's Ephesians 6 and 10, putting on the whole armor so that we can be ready for war, you know, every day. That's why the elder apostles push, you know, and the elders push, you know, praying, especially before you leave the house, because once you leave the house, those demons are in attack mode. And then a couple other words I wanted to look up. I wanted to look up vigor. You know, and these words I'm looking up in the etymology online. If I didn't say it, Salakia. Vigor, circa 1300, physical strength, energy in an activity, force, strength, liveliness, activity, force. Be lively, flourish, thrive. To be strong, be lively. You know, we're lively stones. So with that, the Lord gives us the physical strength and the energy to endure, you know, hardships. And then the other one I want to look up was valor, circa 1300s, value, worth, moral worth, merit, courage, virtue. Let me see. Worth of worthiness and respect of manly qualities. And that's another thing our elder apostles and our elders push. In order to be a man of the Lord, one must be manly. You must possess manly qualities, you know, in this thing of ours. And then what I had, oh, merit. I want to look up that word merit too. Circa 1200, spiritual credit for good works, etc. Storing up our treasures in heaven. That's our spiritual credit. spiritual reward. Our spiritual reward is those new bodies, you know. And then I'll, Lord willing, kind of go into that also. Yeah, I'll go into that a little bit also, Lord willing. And yeah, Salakia. Get back to where I was. So back in merit. Wages, pay, reward, thanks. You know, we give, you know, we say the water Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. More worth, that which assures divine pity. We want Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah to have pity amongst us, you know, so therefore that, you know, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah can save us out of our struggles, out of our troubles, you know. A merit, service, kindness, benefit, favor, worth, value, importance, to earn, deserve, acquire, gain. Oh, and then that was the merit in a noun form, merit in a verb, to be entitled to, be or become deserving of, earn a right or incur a liability, to earn, yield, to earn money, to earn pay as a soldier. We're soldiers, you know, we're soldiers for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And like I was saying, to earn money, we're storing up our treasures in heaven. You know, that's that spiritual credit. Salaki, I'm trying to see where... I can't remember what, but I can't remember how I got to humility, but looked up the word humility also. Early 14th century. Quality of being humble. So in this thing of ours, we have to be humble, you know, lowness, small stature, insignificance, baseness, littleness of mind, you know, meekness. So we have to be humble in this thing, you know, when we're brought to a low state, you know, of course we are the giants, you know, we're the sons of God, you know, Yahshua Allah, he Prince Power. But, you know, since we've sinned, we've been brought down to a small stature. You know, we've been insignificant. We're at the bottom. We're the last. That's why the scriptures say the last shall be first and the first shall be last. So right now we're insignificant, but we still are relevant because we're still the salt of the earth. That's why they constantly, you know, need us in these different captivities for their society to thrive. And that goes, you know, all the way from ancient Egypt until this day. Like Deontay Wallace say, until this day. They need the Israelites, you know, for this place to thrive, or for any place to thrive, really. We're the salt of the earth. St. Matthew chapter 5, verse 5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. So when you go into meek, that's pretty much being humble, having that humility, you know. Like I said, the scriptures, you know, quoting the scripture, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. So we're going to inherit the earth because, Lord willing, we're that meek. Salakia. Kind of jumping all over the place, but bear with me, Baba Shah. St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Then we go into this word endure. I'm on the King James Online. Strong's 5278. Hapamono. To stay under, behind, remain, figuratively, to undergo, i.e., or example, to bear trials, have fortitude, persevere, abide, endure, take patiently. And then we go to the outlines: to remain, to tarry behind, to remain, abide, not recede or flee, to persevere under misfortunes and trials, to hold fast to one's faith in Mashiach, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, to endure, bear bravely and calmly, ill treatments. Hey, that's powerful. We got to hold fast, to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, when we have misfortunes. We can't let our faith slip away. We can't stop calling on our name. We can't give away our strength, which is Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Then a couple more definitions I want to go into. Fortitude, late 14th century. Moral strength as a cardinal virtue. Courage. Strength, force, firmness, manliness. There go that manliness again. Strong, brave, physical strength. Having that courage, that moral strength as a cardinal virtue. That's powerful. But going back to being manly, standing firm, that firmness. And then I want to look up persevere also. To persist in what one has undertaken, to pursue steadily a design or course. We're staying on a course for salvation. Walking that straight gate, that straight and narrow. That degree of difficulty. It's like walking a tightrope. As the scriptures say, I think it's Matthew 7:13. It's a fire on the right hand and it's a deep water on the left. That those fiery trials and tribulations, and then you have those waters. Those other philosophies. We don't want to be knocked off our course. Continue, persevere, endure. Continue steadfastly. Persist, very strict, earnest, serious, grave, strict, austere. So in this thing, we have to be austere. We have to be stiff. Let me look up austere also, because I like going into that one. Austere. Give me 1 second. There we go. Austere, harsh, severe, grim. Also like it. Early 14th century of persons, manner, etc. Harsh, severe, grim, fierce. Strict, severe, harsh, cruel. Dry, harsh, sour, tart. Pretty much just being stiff, especially making the tongue dry. Okay, yeah, just being stiff. On what you stand on. Like we standing boldly as a lion for these scriptures, for the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. It's a lock. I'm all over the place. Did I read? Okay. And then that's what I want to look up. Salaki, steadfast. By being stiff and standing on what what we believe. Steadfast, a person's unshakable, stubborn, resolute, firm, and fixed in purpose, faith, etc. We're standing firm. We're fixed in the purpose of having faith in the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Secure in position. Woo! Gotta be secure in our positions, amongst the body, doing, like I love when the brother Murph say, doing as much as you can, constantly helping the body, constantly building, through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And then therefore, when you build and other brothers build, and that's how iron sharpeneth iron, secure in position, me as a young brother in the camp, I'm not finna be trying to be the head of the camp. Like, that means I'm not secure in my position. I'm trying to do something that I'm not even built for, that I haven't even, endured enough to go through. I wouldn't be firm, it's all through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, but I wouldn't be firm in that position, as the head of the camp, and brothers been in the truth way longer than me. That wouldn't even make sense, but you have a lot of young men in this things that want clout and want status. It's not about that. It's about, enduring, staying firm in your lot, and then really ultimately just being steadfast, unshakable. I like when I like what's his name, Jay Billis. He always says urban philosopher, like he's quoting like Jeezy or Lil Wayne or somebody, but like urban philosopher Lil Wayne said, "Coach, they can't knock me off my pivot. Forget it." Like, we don't want to be shaken. Because let me get that precept actually. Kind of the Satan, he looks to shake us up, whether it's different doctrines, whether it's women, anything to get us out of this truth. St. Luke chapter 22 verse 31. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan had desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. So when you sifting something, what are you doing? You're shaking it, like you're vigorously shaking it, like ah, you're getting rattled up, you're getting roused up. But ultimately, if you're getting roused up and you get shook, you don't mess around and fall out of the camp. I'll read this next verse. St. Luke chapter 22, verse 32. I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. Like it's going into iron sharpening iron, giving testimonies, that helps other brothers. When brothers get rebuked and you hear about the rebuke, that also helps you too, because I know in our camp, our elders push that too. Like, hey, if you do get rebuked and you are so-called, not in the wrong, hey, you never know. The Lord might have it to where it may happen to you later on down the road. So you already got the rebuke and then you still mess up. Like, that's not a good look. So you want to take everything cheerfully, as the scripture says in Sirach. Take things cheerfully when you're brought to a lower state. And then I like this part too. I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. Goes back to what I think that's St. John 17:9. It's like I pray for the world. Let me get it, Salak. I don't want to butcher Salak. Yeah, I'm about to butcher it. I pray for them. Oh, Salak. It's St. John chapter 17:9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine, and all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. So Yahweh gave, Yahweh shot us, Lord willing, we have that hopeful elect. But he prays for us. He doesn't pray for the whole world. And that world is cosmos. It's a governing body, which will be the elect, the 12,000 men from the 12 tribes of Israel, the 144,000. And even the rest of the 1/3, the men, women, and children. He didn't pray for all of Israel, because all of Israel is not of Israel. Because you still have 2/3, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that's not going to hearken unto the word. But, eventually they'll come back into the fold in the kingdom of heaven. But, hey, at this moment, they're not who the Lord prayed for. The Lord is praying for the elect. And then let me see. I think that was back in Sirach chapter 2. And then I'll finish it off in Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience. Woe is death, destruction, mourning, and sorrow. And what will you do when the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai shall visit you? You're gonna ultimately be destroyed. You're gonna be trying to call upon the name, and the Lord gonna be like, hey, I never knew you. Like, who are you? And then the last precept is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 15. They that fear the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai will not disobey his word, which is, Yahweh Shai. He comes in the volume of the book. We won't disobey Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai's word. And they that loved him will keep his ways. So, ultimately having patience, suffering, is the greatest, because we're going to suffer in this thing because we're in captivity, so it's above all virtues. Let me go back up to virtue, which is moral life and conduct. So suffering is the greatest of all virtues, because when you're suffering, you're getting built up, and ultimately that's what this is. This thing of ours is about being built up you know, ultimately about, you know, receiving those new bodies so that we won't sin anymore. As a matter of fact, let me get this. You know, we're looking for that victory of getting those immortal bodies. Second Esdras chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at 44. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the most high power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Now are they crowned and receive palms. So ultimately we want that victory of receiving a crown, you know. And I'm gonna grab that precept too about enduring into the end. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and grab it. Matthew 24:13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So endure when you go into that, you know. I want to get that one point. To take patiently, to suffer. So when you're taking patiently to suffer, I thought it said about the evils. Yeah, about the ill treatments or the bad treatments, you know. Keep enduring, taking it cheerfully. But ultimately, you know, we want that crown. You know, we want that victory of getting out of these bodies. But that's pretty much all that I had. You know, Lord willing, this was edifying. Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elders of Great Millstone as GMS. Peace and blessings to the occupant and a few Akwat across the four winds. Shalom and Kwam Yashala.